Whoa, whoa, good morning, good morning. Who's ready for another trail running workout climb? Guys, let's get this going on. What do we talk? What's today? Thursday, September 10th. We're back here at the water tower. I'm Hooded Hillhopper. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, ping! Comment, feedback, sharing's caring. Let's get through this jungle here, my lord. Hey, Orange County, feel free to have the guys trim the bushes. My lord, the shrubbery's out of control. All right, let's get going. Oh man, so we did yesterday, we did the Hyperlapse, the Hyperlapse Tuesday. Actually, I call it Hyperlapse Neighborhood. It was dark. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna run through some of the cool neighborhoods. There's a little trail with some view as it, turns from dark to dusk, dark to dusk, dark to dawn. Yeah. So that was, and then we finished here. We did like 9 laps. I've already done right now. I've probably done like 15 laps right now today. Slow, super slow. Yeah. A little tired. Work's been whew. So anyways, but let's get going here. We got it. So man, you might notice let's get down here. I know what you guys are thinking as I started the video. You guys are like, hey, Hooded Hillhopper, your walking is super motivated. I love it. It gets me up and exercising. But you appear to be walking extra slow today. Yep, busted the old left hamstring yesterday while doing what? Full on, dude, there's all this spider webs. Full on, heavy lunges, squats. No, just kidding. In and out of the car, getting in and out of the car. Heard it. How awesome's that? Hey, you want to feel old? Get injured getting in and out of your car. So that's yeah, if there's ever a sign to quit daily runs, that might be it. So anyways, it does not feel good. So we are a little ginger, and I feel it every step. It's like so I mean, the goal is not to completely blow it out, because I blow it out and it's a game over. It's like 6 months of rehab again. Just the worst. And here, let me use my crystal ball here and predict the future. This is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be gimpy on this leg, overcompensate on the right leg, and blow out the hamstring on that one. Because that's what I did all of freaking spring. Back and forth. It literally every week was a different one. Hurt the right hamstring, week later the left. And the next week the right again. Next week the left. And I swear to you, that went on for a solid month and a half until I like really kind of figured out what am I doing wrong. And I realized I was doing these super simple little flat neighborhood laps in my area, and it just, the flat and the turning, it was a short loop. It was like a third, like 4/10 of a mile. So I was constantly turning. I think it was the turning that did it. So once I was like, I need flat. It turns out I didn't need the flat. I needed the straightaways. So once I did that, it helped a lot. Kind of found out it seems like this steep hill doesn't hurt it too much. So I gotta be careful. Now I can't do a sprint at the end, obviously, which is a bummer because man, I'd been down the, what day was it? Sunday we got down to 34 seconds. Really blew up. I mean, a legit 34. Really blew up my previous best. So I was looking forward to, like, man, if we can get it down to 30, that'd be insane for me, for this old man. But that unfortunately, man, that was getting me quick too, because the next day, Labor Day, I did that Tri-City running Aliso Canyon Wilderness. I was moving good. That's probably what did it. I was probably moving too good. Too much speed does it. So, you know, we're just gonna have to regroup on that. Oh, but I'm hoping, God, I'm hoping I'll totally blow it out. It should be to change things to Hooded Hill elliptical or something. I don't know, Hooded Hill exercise bike. Man, I used to have I used to love cycling in about 06, 07 and part of 08. I was so into it. I had 2 mountain bikes, a road bike, and a triathlon bike. You know, I was single, no kids. My living room apartment, I had this huge bike rack that took up the whole thing, held all 4 bikes up in the air, and all my gear, equipment, tools. Oh, dude, I was so into it. Wasted so much money on that stupid stuff. It was a fun time though, but the thing is, then I got into it during the week I'd go to the gym I was going to and use the spin bike. I hate spin classes. I hate exercise classes in general. As you might notice, not a lot of people with me when I exercise. With that said, any of you guys in the area and you want to meet up and do some hill climbing or doing whatever you're doing, let's have at, let's do it. I just don't be like, hey dude, meet me at 6 a.m. at LA Fitness for spin class. Just not doing that. But what I do, this gym, I don't think many do it. They allowed me to just, I'd walk into the class, grab a spin bike in the corner, take it outside to like the weights area, and I just ride on that at my own pace. Because I was just so like, hey, you don't tell me how to ride. I know myself better than you. Just a really arrogant attitude. Like, out of the saddle, down, now rest. I don't rest. There's no resting when I do cardio. So yeah, I just took it out and did my own thing, but I loved it. So come to find out, and dude, I don't even know how I found out about this. It was just man, I don't know what happened, but I ended up finding a guy who sold spin bikes. He'd sell them he basically serviced all the gyms in Southern California. He was kind of the middleman, you know, the wholesaler. So he had all these brands of pro level, you know, commercial spin bikes, not home ones. But he also, on the side, he'd take the used ones or ones just used a little bit, recondition the heck out of them, make them like brand new, and sell them for a heck of a price. So so I ended up getting a Spinner Pro. Trying to think how much. I think I paid $800 cash, which at the time it was like a great deal for this. Like, the guy always called it bomb proof. Oh, this bike's bomb proof, commercial grade, you can't break it. And that thing was a beast, dude. The flywheel, it weighed like 120 pounds. Moving that bad boy around, oh dude. So I had to drive to Venice. I lived in Long Beach. That's where his shop was. Super cool guy, but so it was this reconditioned bike, but it was like brand new. Dude, I put some clip-in pedals on there and would wear, what was I using? What kind of, oh, I was using, oh, and my girlfriend and brother hated it because they'd want to use it sometimes. I was living with my brother at that point. And the bike I had on it, the old, God, what are they called? The road cyclists use, not the Shimano, but it's a circle. The clip-in's like a flat, like think like a $50. Speed plates. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's it, speed plates. And so I had those, and they were great. And the reason I like those better than the Shimano SPLs, I think they're called, is because it was this circle you clipped in, so your foot would spin along the circle, so you had give. You had like free motion in your knees. The other clip-ons, you can't wiggle your feet. So you can get knee pain and stuff because you have no freedom of movement really. So this you had freedom, and I loved it. Loved it. So I clip on there. The problem is, if you weren't wearing those exact speed plate cleats on bike shoes, you weren't getting on there. The pedal was like yay big. So no one else could use it. Pissed off a lot of people. But anyway, so I'd ride. I stopped going to the gym. I was riding that like an hour in the morning, hour and a half, going hard on it. Really loved it. I'd listen to music or watch TV, whatever. And dude, the problem with those are, you have, you know, outside, you have air circulating, you have wind resistance, you're running or cycling. There in that apartment, dude, there's no air. So you're just sweating like a dog. I'd have to cover that bike in like 4 towels over the handlebars, over the floor. Because even with an exercise mat, I'd sweat like a gallon of water. And especially on warmer days, good grief. So we did that, and yeah, I'd do it out of the saddle. I was going strong. Come to find out then, so this bomb, what I would do, I wouldn't even sit on it. My whole ride would be out of the saddle, like an hour and a half out of the saddle. And you know, you're producing torque if you're riding hard out of the saddle. But I was like, oh, these bikes are indestructible, right? So that went on. I was riding so hard, maybe like a year. And this happened, I was in nursing school at this point. So it was some point in 2010, like before nursing school. I'd be riding at 3:30 in the morning. We had to wake up. We had to get to nursing school by like 6. So I'd study and ride early. Dude, nursing school, it's another story. 1 year vocational school, so much harder than freaking 4-year college degree. Like that college degree is such a mess. Anyways, so we did that anyway. So I'm riding hard, like always, like riding hard. And son of a bitch, all of a sudden, like, pretty sure it was the left foot, it just snaps in half. The crank, the pedal, it just, not the whole pedal, but the pedal connected to the bar, connected to the bottom bracket, it just snaps off. And I'm just like, you know, floating in the air with this huge attachment on my foot freely. Like, what the hell just happened? So I looked through it, that solid cast, whatever, metal, you know, steel, whatever it was, bottom bracket, which is built like a beast. All that torque, that so I do hard tension, really going after a year, it snapped the son of a gun in half. Just snapped that metal bottom bracket, like an inch thick. Just snapped it. Like and I'm sounding arrogant here, and I'm gonna be for a second, because the amount of force you need to snap a metal bar, a 1-inch metal bar bottom bracket in half, is intense. It's like, it takes a lot of work. So the old hill hopper putting in the work back then. So so I called the dude I bought it from. I'm like, hey man, like I snapped it in half, I don't know. He's like, man, bring it in. So I brought it in after class, drove it. Now we had a big old warehouse in Hawthorne, like he'd really grown. Like it was huge, like next to the Hawthorne airport. It was like an airport hangar, not really, but it was a warehouse he's in. And he had all these employees that were fixing up bikes, they were selling a lot. And all these employees, they were like big cyclists, you know, spin bikers, all that, indoor cycling, whatever the heck you want to call it. And I brought it in, and they're like, wow, they're like, how'd you do that? I'm like, just pedaling hard, you know? And they were just like, I remember one kid, this guy in his 20s, like maybe 20, I'm sure he was young. He was just like really in shape. He's like, dude, that's impossible. How hard do you ride? That's like seriously impossible. That's what I'm saying. I'm getting like all arrogant here. And they were just like, how the F do you do that? That, like, you can't do that. These are, you cannot break these. So long story short, the guy was super cool, and he replaced it. He's like, don't worry about it, dude. Give me $100. I'll fix it, which was like $100. Awesome, dude. He fixed it in like a day. I went back and grabbed it. So it lasted maybe another year and a half, and it snapped again. And at this point, I was working, making a little money, and he's just like, all right. So same thing, I'll fix it. This time he's like, why don't you upgrade, like a newer bike? Why don't you get one of these Schwinn's? They're super nice. You know, he's all, they're built even better. Wasn't cheap. I think I spent like, dude, I might have spent, I don't know, $1,500 or more. He's all, this bike will not break. There's just no way. And he's like, and I'll fix your old bike. He's all, it's still an awesome bike. I'll fix it for free, so you can have 2 bikes. Because living with my brother, he's like, you know, then he can ride no problems. So like, okay, I ended up, yeah, let's do it. So I got this Schwinn bike. I forget the model. Had like the dual cup holders. It was so fancy. It had a computer on it, which I never ever freaking used even once. Like, I just don't give a crap. So it was a nice bike. It felt good. It felt different, but it was good. It was solid. It was a little lighter though. So he's like, you ain't breaking the bottom bracket. It's just ain't happening. So that goes like a year and a half. I'm in Signal Hill now, living a nicer place. And he's like, and I freaking, oh dude, I bust the flywheel or something. Like something happened where it's just, I'm not getting the friction anymore. It's just not working. And I mean, long story short, so I called the guy. This is like a year and a half later. Dude's long gone. Business is shut down. I had a number of employees. He's like, no, man, we don't work. No one works for him. It sounded kind of shady, but like, I don't know. It was good to me. But so he's closed up, because the thing was, these bikes don't have long warranties. But this guy's always like, dude, I'll fix them. Don't worry, I service these bikes. I'll charge you cheap. You know, don't worry about it. Unless I go out of business, then you're screwed. So what are my options? So I called Schwinn, like, hey, we'll send an authorized repair guy out there, see what's wrong, give you a quote. So he came out and he's like, all right, yeah, it's like the flywheel. We got to replace it. Like, how much we talking, dude? It's like 500, it was like 500, 550. Ooh, okay, that's a chunk of change. I can get a decent bike for that. You know, I'm like, okay, well, okay, I'm like, the biggest issue to me is the warranty. I'm like, I need a good warranty on your work. I'm gonna pay this much. And I'm just like, how much? How long is the warranty? And it was basically like, it was like 3 months labor, maybe a year parts. I'm just like, that's a problem, dude. Because I'm gonna break the heck out of it. I'm like, I want at least a 3 or 5 year warranty on everything. He's like, it's just not, he's all, that's it. So I'm like, what? I'm all, so basically you're gonna fix it, I'm gonna break it again in a year, right? He's like, basically, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. This was November or December 2012. I know, no, I'm so sorry. This is November or early December, I think November 2013. We got married a year and a half previously, and my wife was about 8 months along in the pregnancy with my first daughter. I remember this because I remember succinctly, I've never just rode a spin bike since I've had kids. So at that point, I was like, at this point, what I was doing already, I was Signal Hill doing climb runs. It's a great little hill, not like this, but at the time it was great. I was doing that 5 days a week. Tuesday, Thursday, I was doing the spin bike. And my thing was, at that time, it's impossible to run every day nonstop. You need to give your body a break. And so I spin. but I was noticing I was burning more, I was getting better workout running. So I was like, so be it. I'm not fixing it. We're just gonna run every day from now on. And that was it. December, November 2013. So we're gonna come up on 7 years. And that bike, we ended up selling it as is. My wife did like $500. I was so mad because I'm like, you can't sell it, it's broken. But like, I guess if you rode it normal and not hard, it worked fine. I guess when you went over a certain tension is when it messed up. So like, the people never noticed, I never heard back. So I was like, okay, but I wasn't thrilled about it. Sold all my other bikes too. Only have one left by Hardtail Gary Fisher. It's a 2005 Genesis frame. Ooh-wee, extra large frame size. Good old-fashioned 26-inch wheels for the 29ers came out. So anyway, so I started exclusively running. I found out like within a month or two, funny thing, I was probably 200 pounds, 205 at that point weight. I started really leaning up, losing weight, probably muscle too, but I dropped like 5 pounds within a month or two, just by subtracting out those 2 cycling sessions with runs instead. And it just slimmed me out. And I was like, huh. And I was doing it, like my body wasn't breaking down like it is now. This was 7 years ago. And it worked. So from then on, it's like, well, screw the cycling, man. We're just gonna run. I felt better. I was leaner, probably weaker muscle-wise. My wife hates that, but that worked really, really good. It worked out, but man, spin bikes are awesome. I love them, but don't break them. They're pricey. But one thing I'll say, if you're gonna get exercise equipment at home, and if you, like a lot of the guys, and the people that are just pushing it to the limit on these machines, here's what I recommend. Get something that's not like electrically powered, that it's just self-powered, like a spin bike, one of those Airdyne bikes that the CrossFit guys use or whatever, which I heard are insane. I want to get one, but my wife doesn't want exercise equipment. Get something like that. You get into something like an elliptical or a treadmill. They're electric, you gotta plug them in. They have all these insane moving parts, computers, electronics, mechanical gear. There's way more parts to break, and most of these are for home use, which means they can't take the freaking beating like the commercial ones. They will break down, treadmills, ellipticals, especially the home ones. I mean, you've all been to the gym, half of them are out of order, So now imagine that's at home. How much do you think a treadmill or a big old elliptical costs to fix? A lot, dude. A lot. The maintenance on those is gonna be insane. Now, if you're just trotting along, doing easy runs or going easy on the elliptical, you shouldn't have a problem. But if you're a big person and you're going hard on them, working those motors in them to the limit, they're gonna fail pretty quick. And if you're out of warranty, good luck. You know what I'd probably do? It's a good idea. Buy it at Costco. That thing's warranted for like ever. I don't think they have a return policy. It's 90 days on electronics, but other than that, exercise equipment, it might be lifetime guarantee. That bad boy breaks, I'd take it right back. Just be like, I want another. That's what I'd do. That's what Hill Hopper would do. So anyways, what are we doing? All right, we're gonna do one more lap, and then we're gonna do a fake sprint. Basically, I'm just gonna go a little faster and test the leg, which is so incredibly stupid because you wait at least 48 hours so you're supposed to do anything with it. And what I really have to be careful is running back. Like the 1.2, 1.3 miles back, probably 1.2. Gotta be super careful on that because I like to go fast there. and just can't right now. So I didn't plan on talking about spin bikes and all that, but yeah, that was kind of my thing. So I had a lot of fun with it, but and that's why I always tell people, especially my wife, because she gets mad. She's doing good now, but she's like, I can't lose the weight doing these exercise classes. And I'm like, run, come run, guarantee you'll lose it. It's like, I hate running, and it's hard on her knees really hurt. So I get, but like, man, it's hard to beat running for cardio because you have to go so hard. If you're just trying to drop weight, it's hard to beat anything for running. Now, I know a lot of what you guys are doing, the burpees and all that, that burns a lot. So I shouldn't compare them. I've never done that. But running is a guaranteed weight loss, because you're just gonna, especially if you're throwing that little hill work, like hooded hill walker, limping around. But yeah, I found that out. It was like, man, I dropped like 5 pounds in a month, changed nothing. Hell, it was like Christmas time. Dude, funny story, my wife got so mad because she was super pregnant, and the joke was that I'm like, oh, I want to, by the end of the pregnancy, I want to weigh less than you. So I was like, you know, being an asshole husband, instead of like eating with her when she has her cravings, I'm like, hey, I'm dieting, man. I gotta win this challenge. So I got pretty lean, especially when I started running. Come to find out, and like I said, I was like 200, a little over before. I easily won it. She blew up. She got to like 215. She put on like 85 pounds, like insane. Totally healthy, no issues. But she's just one of those girls that just turned into a blimp, man. She's gigantic. Let's see what we can do here. 19. Oh, yeah. No, okay, yeah, I can feel that. The sprint is officially off. Oh, dang. That sucks. Well, oh well. What are you gonna do? So, okay. Well, trying to go a little faster, but you explode on a sprint. That first explosion step, my hamstring was like, nope, man, you're begging to blow it out right here. So, I'm trying to go faster, but it's just not in the cards. That's for sure. Okay, put that hammer out. So like 58 seconds. Not good. All right, well, guys, all right, you learned about me. Woo! All right, hood hill hopper. Let's do this. I know it's a video. We didn't sprint at the end, but still got a little winded. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Ping! I'm Hooded Hill Hopper. Sharing means caring. Guys, let's do this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right, tomorrow